Welcome to Walks to Nowhere. We're on our way to Smoke Down Farm today. That's a CL site just outside of Farringdon in Oxfordshire. We're visiting family for 3 nights, but we're hoping to get a trip into Avebury, subject to some decent weather. As we travelled further and further into the lovely Oxfordshire countryside, it did become apparent that they'd had a lot more rain than we had in Lincolnshire, or if they'd not had more, it certainly hadn't drained away in the same way as it had. But we weren't unduly concerned at that point in time, as we had confirmed a couple of weeks ago with the site that unless we heard anything from them, we would be there. So we figured we'd be okay. Don't you just love a friendly welcome to a campsite?
I think it's straight through.
Not so bothered about the buildings, but the vehicle parked in the way and being ignored by its owner was a little bit perturbing, shall we say. Oh, marvellous. 3.5 hours drive to find the campsite is flooded and it's closed. Apparently a message was left, but there's no message on my phone and no message on Mr. Happy's phone. Long story short, we parked in the gate hole. Sorry, I forgot to take a photograph. Fortunately, our electric cable is the long version, so we could get electricity to the first post there. We weren't moving backwards and forwards during the 3 days, so we didn't churn up the grass. All was not lost, but this was not a particularly good start to our visit. With a tagline of "Discover 6,000 years of history," we were never going to be able to resist the opportunity to visit Avebury. So thank you very much to Gordon for chauffeuring us there and back, and of course thank you to Joy for having such a great idea for a day out in the first place. We really did have a blast. This place is recognised as a World Heritage Site for its outstanding Neolithic and Bronze Age monuments. It's full of traces of the ancient past. The large bank and the ditch that you can see today was built about 4,600 years ago, and the stone circles were constructed soon after. It's estimated that the henge and avenues originally contained well in excess of 600 stones, but so many have been destroyed that there's only 76 of them that are now visible. Excavations and surveys in recent years have revealed that there's at least 20 others that remain buried, but the ones that you can see today, you can get up close and personal with. They are stunning. Apparently, the obvious source of the stones that have been used in the construction of the Avebury monuments is from the Marlborough Downs, which is about 2 miles to the east of Avebury itself, where there are thousands of these naturally occurring stones that lay scattered over the landscape. It must have been quite some undertaking to get them moved, and whoever thought of laying them out like this, what was the purpose? Absolutely fascinating, and I don't think we actually know to this day what the purpose of this stunning piece of very early architecture is. Also, I mentioned earlier that we'd never got to Stonehenge yet. Makes me ask the question, is there a relationship between Avebury and Stonehenge? Avebury's original earthworks are probably older than Stonehenge itself. Avebury's thought to have been constructed between 3400 and 2600 BCE, while Stonehenge has been dated to 3000 to 2000 BCE. So by those dates, by those assumptions, there's a possible overlap. And I think I need to research a little bit more, but Stonehenge is not that far away, potentially within walking distance. So there's some relationship there. There's got to be, hasn't there? Following up on that, I visited the University of Google, and I gather there is a 26-mile route between the stone circles of Avebury and Stonehenge. It's called the Sarsens Trail. I have to say, Mr. Happy and I probably won't be attempting that one anytime soon, but it's there if you fancy a go. I'm blown away by this place for two reasons. The first one is how long ago it is since man took these stones from where they were originally and moved them to form this henge for a reason that we really don't know. But these stones were already so very old before man started relocating them. that's reiterated by these, what I think are called eddy holes, which are made by running water forming a swirling vortex around a plant stem and eroding the sand while it was still soft. That really hits home just how old these stones are. I can nearly not get my head around that. Of course, there is more to Avebury than just the Neolithic site. There's the Alexander Keeler Museum, the Avebury Manor House and the Avebury Manor Garden. There's plenty for us to go back and explore. So thanks to Mr. Happy for the camera work this time, and thank you for walking with us.